Hello and welcome. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our campaign as the Great Horde. Alright, so for the moment, we have this fort. It is in our control. The Ottomans did siege it. They transferred it to me. That means that we have zone of control here. That means that this army would have to go, presumably around up to this way. It would be able to go... It comes in through here. They have a zone of control from this province. They're always allowed to move within their own zone of control, so they should be allowed to go here. But once they're here, they still should have to go into my zone of control into there. So they should have to go all the way around Kiev, up through here. So unless we see an army showing up in this general area, I think that these provinces are safe. We're going to test that theory right now. In the meantime, the Ottomans are doing pretty well down here. Roman Voda has just rolled a 9 versus Murad III, who is actually the Ottomans' true, actual Padishah. He has turned himself into a 242 general. He's got a fair number of cannons. He's got 105 discipline, 4.0 morale. He's being pious a bit. Hopefully they break this siege. Looks like they are. Armies will be gone on the 15th. Let's wait until the 15th, and then I want to transfer control to Persia, and we're going to check defensiveness. Even though Persia doesn't like me, and there is that 30 stat coming in. So we're going to transfer this to Persia. You can always transfer it back. And defensiveness did immediately go up to 75%. That is awesome. That is going to slow down their siege ability so much. So I'm concerned that this guy is going to either go straight for my capital or he's going to wrap around and take out these infantry. Now that he's there, we are going to send these guys south again. I can't seem to make up my mind with that army, but... Yeah, this is a great, great change in the beta patch where you can actually transfer control to your vassals and then take it back. So not only is he going to pay for the fort for me, even though he's disloyal, he's also going to provide us with plus 75% defensiveness, which means that your default siege ticks of 30 days are going to go from 30 up to 1.758, 52.74, so 52 days siege ticks. That is incredibly significant. That fort's not going to fall for a very, very long time. Can I transfer control of my capital to Persia, please? Could he please make my capital safer? That would be great. My capital's feeling incredibly exposed right now. He's got 4 cannons. That's going to give him a +4 bonus. No siege pips, but yeah, my fort would fall pretty damn fast. One thing I don't really like about playing as a horde, even though the shock advantage is really nice, not being able to use forts defensively like every other nation does is unfortunate. Nice 4 there. Mustafa, that's 023. Not a very good general. And the French are coming. They'll be there on the 23rd. The Ottomans are heading west. Looks like this army is going to reinforce that fight. And it's got a slight tactics disadvantage, 1.83 versus 1.92. Discipline disadvantage, but he's got a morale advantage. And he's rolled better. Ooh, 11 versus a 7. That's going to do a lot. That's going to do a lot of damage there. And we can see here that, yes, you should be suffering 46-day siege ticks. Apparently, the Commonwealth has a spy network established in Persia via me. He spied on me quite a bit. Tactics difference, and he's got some minor little bit of siege ability. So it's not 52-day siege ticks, but still 40-something's pretty good. And he is definitely going for the capital, it feels like. Now, there's a little exploit that has come about that I'm very tempted to use right now, but I'm not going to because it's cheap as hell. I will illustrate how it works, though, because I think that we need to try to call attention to it so that it gets fixed, because it's a pretty incredible exploit. So how would it be? How would you like to be able to always counter-espionage all of your rivals, for example, and always improve relations with people? Let's see. Right now we have we have 2 diplomats who are spying on people, right? Let's say that I want to always improve relations with the Ottomans. I want to always counter-espionage the Commonwealth, always counter-espionage Muscovy. Well, we could do something like this. We could right-click on the Ottomans, go to Improve Relations, and then don't do anything. Right-click on the Commonwealth, go to Counter-Espionage, don't do anything. Right-click on Muscovy, Counter-Espionage, don't do anything. And then we'll go to, say, Persia, and we'll actually say Improve Relations, and now we're going to press the C key to confirm. And now those other ones that we had opened, as long as we haven't clicked off of the diplomacy thing, those are still opened. So I press C again, and again, and again. Nothing seems to happen. But now look, when you go look at the Ottomans, we're improving relations with the Ottomans right now. I have no diplomats that are doing it. We are counter-espionaging the Commonwealth right now. We are counter-espionaging Muscovy. We have effectively 6 diplomats at the moment. The biggest exploit that I've found with this, and I have tested and it does work, is you can integrate nations with a phantom diplomat. Meaning that when your diplomat's tied up for 30 to 40 years at a time or whatever the hell it is, like I say, we're integrating Persia, it's going to take like 200 years. We could just have a phantom diplomat do that would just silently take care of it in the background and not cost us a slot, and we'd be able to do other stuff. The only thing that you cannot do, well, there's a couple things. You can't do, you can't do peace deals, because that's a separate interface. You can't do spy networks over time for free. Basically, it only works on things that are done over time. You can't rent out multiple condottieri. You can send multiple alliance offers on the same day and get all of them to accept. Same thing with royal marriages. You know how there's that thing in place right now where you have to wait a day so that you can't go crazy over your relationship limit and stuff? You can bypass that entirely. You can avoid the cooldown on war declarations, right? Normally you have to wait a month in between war decks. You can declare multiple wars at once. But anyway, we're not going to do that. When we stop building spy counter-espionage here, it's just we're just going to stop doing it. But I suppose just to prove that it does work, let's I'll just show you. We'll go 1 month and you can look at the opinion of the Ottomans. We're at 64 improved relations with a phantom diplomat improving relations at a rate of improving relations from the Golden Horde, 1.71. So it's going to round up to 2. So we should be at 190 next month. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. Even if the Commonwealth does sit in our capital, he's not going to get it right away. He is apparently going north. Where on earth are you going? Are you just looking for the winter? Is that the plan here? We were at 188. Now we're at 190. So anyway, we're not going to cheat, but I don't know. I wanted to point it out. There's also another exploit that I'm very tempted to show off as well. It's amazing, these exploits. The game's been out for 3 years. Let's see, it's November right now, right? Game came out in August of 13. The game's been out for 3 years and 3 months. And this exploit has been apparently in the game since the very beginning. It's not related to keyboard shortcuts that I did. It's just been in the game. And so I'm not gonna demonstrate this one because it's going to affect it's going to affect things. 2 opinion with the Ottomans right now doesn't make any difference. But so what it is when you're fighting a nation, there's keyboard shortcuts to select armies, right? If I can do this and I press the Z key, it's going to select the infantry. The X key will select my cavalry, and the C key will select my artillery. If while you're in a battle you use those shortcuts, it will grab the infantry. Normally, you can't do anything with an army that's in battle, but for some reason, those shortcuts will penetrate the battle interface and separate them out anyway. But it doesn't actually, it's not telling them to retreat. So you're not actually removing them from the battle. Also, again, because they're in battle, they cannot be made to leave the battle. If they are in the first 12 days of combat, when they are combat locked, they cannot leave the battle. So what ends up happening is this really weird thing where, let's say you have 10 infantry and 2 cavalry fighting against another army of whatever. If you press the Z key while they're fighting in the first 12 days, then the 10 infantry will pull off of the battle and then join the battle, even though they're still in the battle. So you'll end up with 20,000 infantry fighting, even though you only have 10,000 infantry. And these infantry will do damage, and they will suffer attrition and death, but they don't exist in real life. So when the battle's over, any losses incurred by the Phantom armies don't count. It's really weird. And again, this has apparently been in the game probably since 1.0, because the Z, X, and C key on infantry, cavalry, and artillery has been in the game since day 1. And again, that was not my mod. This is not something where I created a keyboard shortcuts mod and it's allowing for exploits to happen. No, that was the default vanilla keyboard shortcut. I don't know how the game could go 3.5 years, 3.25 years, and have no one noticed that bug was there until now. But it's there. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, he's still transferring control of stuff to me that he doesn't actually have interest in, which is good. Instead of going for my fort, he's actually deciding to go up to Nizhny Novgorod, probably because of the, I guess the inland center of trade, perhaps? He's going to suffer some winter siege soon. He is spreading out. He's actually using Tactics 2.0. He's getting smart here. The AI never used to do this. Now what he's doing is he's seeing, okay, there's no forts over here, there's no army over here. I am going to tactically spread out. And he's using 2 stacks. I've noticed the AI does not use 1 stacks, which is probably good, because if you use a 1 stack and you're training an army there or something, sometimes 1-on-1 can be bad and you don't have enough for the siege. Plus he probably also, if I had to guess, he was doing this because he wanted to guarantee he had 1,000 troops in each province. But he is trying to abuse me right now. Fortunately, actually unfortunately, I did give away all my provinces over here, so I don't actually have any forts at all. So that is going to be a fair bit of war exhaustion for me if he occupies a bunch of my little unforted provinces. But, how long is it going to take me to actually get an army over here is the real question. You guys are not going to be there until April. We got like 6 months of marching. He's going to cause some damage up here. But he's on medium enthusiasm. I have 1% whole part, 1% participation, 5.2. Nice. The Ottomans are on medium enthusiasm. France is still on high enthusiasm. France is never going to want to leave the war because he's not getting occupied at all. He will eventually go for the capital, I think. He's probably going to carpet siege the entire north. Ottomans calling me into this war as my entire army was to the east was not good. But I couldn't have done anything about it. My army was already trapped, so I couldn't, like, march it back before piecing out. Okay, a new consort. We could take a 2-1-4 heir. No, a new consort. 2-1-4 consort. We would get local unrest in the location, lose some prestige. No, Lowborn's not going to happen. Him being on medium enthusiasm. What kind of individual war score do we have right now? One of the best things to use that little bug for, the diplomat send bug, is let's say you have a peace deal, not a peace deal, like let's say you want to do something with someone who's really far away, like a war deck, and the guy's like, you know, it's going to take 180 days for your diplomat to come home. You use a phantom diplomat to do that, and then you don't actually have to worry about it, and then you have the real diplomat go do something that's really close by. So like, you end up using a 15-day cooldown for a 180-day war deck. Just out of curiosity, I have, well, it's showing I have negative, I have no individual war score right now because I don't actually occupy that province. Persia has it. My individual war score, if I were to occupy it, would be whatever Persia shows, so 2. A white peace right now would piss off the Ottomans. I think we're going to have to just let Poland occupy my capital for a second, and then try to take it back right away. Fortunately, it is a level 1 fort, so I can siege it with a 3-stack. Hopefully he gets distracted by whatever the Ottomans are doing, and he goes after that. Ottomans, I really need you to, like, do some battles, otherwise I'm going to get wrecked. I mean, he's already breached my walls because he's got 4 chances for it. An 11 through 14 will all give him a wall breach, so naturally he's going to roll a 14 and get one anyway. Okay, it's the Oirat Pretenders. That's what I meant to do. I thought I said something about not marching like idiots. Okay, Ottomans, please don't suffer 4.5% attrition for no reason. Also, please don't take my fort yet. I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't do that. War exhaustion from optimism is helping out a little bit. The occupied province is not too expensive, and this is going to be a good fight for us. It looks like that is the Hungarian Condottieri. And there goes our capital, of course, 79 days, naturally. I mean, come on. Could you get out of my way? Thank you. We need the movement speed here. Now our war exhaustion is going to be bad. It's not going to... Wait, seriously? There's no way that's including our capital occupied, is there? Okay, it's not as bad as I would have expected. Only 0.07 for having my capital occupied. We can handle that for quite a while. Meanwhile, a major battle's happening here. And it looks like the Ottomans are going to handily win it as well. Come on, Ottomans. 8 versus a 3. Very nice. Good job, sir. Ooh, and the center just fell. More troops are coming. Nice. They are locked. That would be an 11, but most of the army is weakened now. Here comes the French. Oirat pretenders have crossed our borders and entered another province, naturally. Alright, this army needs to march north. Let's tell our vassals to be supportive, even though we don't expect Persia to do anything. Let's also tell them that they are allowed to attach this army. So, Punjab, yeah, I need you to attach to me. Let's wait like 1 day and then tell him to march. Come on, hey, get up here. Punjab, are you disloyal as well? No, you aren't. Attach to me, you little bastard. Thank you. Come with me, this way. I absolutely hate how when you are black flagged and you march into your own territory and you stop being black flagged, they lose the command that they had before. Unless I was telling him to march this way, and even then, if he became unblack flagged, he should path another way to get to it, instead of just being like, well, oh, you know, the Supreme Overlord Commander guy said to go this way, but, well, we can't. So I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna stand here. It's just rude. Alright, with our shock advantage, I have a feeling we can actually beat one of these armies. By the way, we're pretty close to being able to embrace an institution. I might just do that soon. In fact, I'm gonna lower maintenance for a couple months because we're a couple months away from combat. Let's go to like 50% right now. Nice job, Ottomans, winning that fight. So medium enthusiasm down to 13. I have 1% participation still, naturally. Ottomans, why don't you come fight this one? Here comes the normal winter. Severe winter, yeah, march into that severe winter. You know you like it. Alright. We're not going to be ready to fight. I can't use this 8 stack against that 27 stack, so I don't need to raise morale yet. But we do need to get this army the hell away from there. Unless he tries spreading out again, in which case I wouldn't mind trying to fight the smaller stacks. We could snipe them, possibly. I'm going to go ahead and get on my complaining horse here for a second and just say that I really, really strongly dislike how it's different between EU4 and CK2. It's really starting to bug me now that I've realized that that's the difference. The fact that if an army is locked, I can right-click on there and I don't lose any time. But if it's not locked yet, and if I right-click on the same province it's already going to, somehow they teleport back to the center of the province and start the trek over again. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. Why does it work that way? I don't like it. It needs to change. It needs to be like CK2, because CK2 makes sense. I mean, it makes perfect sense that if you... just, whatever. Anyway. Ottomans are rolling an 8 versus a 4. Very nice. They've got a morale disadvantage, equal discipline, equal tactics, and they just won. They lost some troops. They killed more. Overall losses so far, way more losses on our side. Apparently I have lost 4,000 troops. What? When did I lose troops? In battle. Or is that just the total lost? I didn't lose 3,866 troops, did I? When did this happen? I have not participated in a single battle, so how do you figure that I've lost that many men? Oh, it was the rebels. It's counting the rebels as if it was part of the battle. I guess it's just taking all of the troops lost in the period of the war. So, much greater losses on our side, but I'm assuming the Ottomans is okay. Their max manpower is 150,000 compared to France's 115. He's also still a lucky nation. Look at all those modifiers, my god. Nobility, Ghazi, the Young Conserve, Luck, War, Army Tradition. He recovers 1,881 per month right now. 120 years into the game, and the Ottomans are recovering almost 2,000 manpower per month. That is incredible. Now the thing is, if the Ottoman tries to peace out and I've got this occupied by Persia because I'm wanting him to pay for it, then I don't think he'll transfer anything to me. Granted, we have 1% participation, so best case scenario is only going to give me 1 province anyway. I think we keep Persia controlling it for now. Basically the last like 6 months, the whole last 2 episodes, I've just been waiting for my army to get home. I have to throw some glorious troops into the fight. Alright, you are marching to Utva. You are heading to there. We can be to Utva on the 12th of May. The chances of us picking this small army off are pretty slim. But let's go for it. He's gone by May the 5th. We are going to be there on May the 12th. That's too slow. On the other hand, you're gone by the 8th. I can be there on the 15th. Now, can we pick you off? 14th, 13th, yes. You're going to go to there, and then you're going to double back. May 18th. So our battle's going to happen. We'll have like 6 days. We could take out this 6 stack. I'm assuming that the game is actually going to deploy the troops in the right spot again. I think that it should. We can embrace an institution. Well, we're about to suffer a whole bunch of losses to combat. But... here's my other army. Make sure it's actually marching its way over here. But, if we were to take the tech, we could go ahead and pick up flanking range, better cav, which we're not going to be able to use quite yet. We definitely have enough points we could take at least 1 to 2 techs. 2 techs, probably. Tech 11 would give us better infantry stats. It also would give us cavalry fire. We would actually have some cavalry fire ability. I think we pretty much just have to take it. Let's go ahead and embrace the institution. I was hoping to wait until another one of these provinces embraced it. This one, for example. This is so close, but this is, I think, too important. Let's go ahead and embrace the institution. After embracing this institution, you will lose 431 admin and 251 military due to a lowered maximum storage monarch mount. Now, here's the thing. I want to test this because normally what happens is you don't lose it till the next monthly tick, and I think that's what's going to happen. I'm gonna risk it. It's a lot of points to lose, but let's find out. Yep. Okay, so we still have them, but on the next monthly tick, it's going to knock us down to 1158. So we have to spend them now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take this. The cost is only 376. Very nice. We're going to take the next one as well. Infantry shot, cavalry fire, more combat width. Very good. Wow, we can even go all the way up to 12. Let's just do it. Military tactics, supply limit. It's going to be a while until we can actually get the next institution, the printing press. So I'm going to go ahead and just go ham here on tech. We would prefer to not be unbalanced, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. Now, if I take 13, I am going to end up with unbalanced research. I'm falling behind on Diplo, because my points are pretty crap. I don't want to have unbalanced research. I'm going to go ahead and focus Dip, even though Dip is one of the weakest monarch points, just because I would prefer to do that. And we'll hold off on this other admin tech. Even though the institution cost is going to go up over time, I'd rather not have corruption right now. We need money. We need to continue to militarize our troops and get back up to a good position here. So, that's really good. Now we are equal to Commonwealth Tech. We are still using outdated units. I've got both units that need to get upgraded, and if I do that right now, we lose all the morale, so we can't really afford to do that yet. But, at least we're not having a tactics disadvantage, so... Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to take a break here. Next episode, we're going to go ahead and fight and see if we can get some participation, see if we can get some power projection from winning this war with the Ottomans on our side, and go from there. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you again in the next one. I'll see you soon.